Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Ruah.
We have mics.
If you can hear my voice, clap once. Oh my God, I love that. I love when it's impossible to get you all to sit down and be quiet. I love that the family reunion of a Friday night together means that you're not ready to give up the interaction with people that you're happy to see, the people who lift your spirits higher than they were a minute ago. And I was talking with who was I talking to a minute ago? I don't remember. One of you I was talking to, maybe it was Sherry, and I was saying, said, "How are you?" And said, "Okay." And I said, "Hey, that's great. Okay is the new great." You know, this is a complicated time, and we need moments of joy. And every once in a while, we at the staff meetings, we look at our Shabbat calendar and we say, "Oh yeah, we're going to have a plain old Shabbat coming up in a couple weeks," or something along those lines. And that is in contrast to tonight. Tonight is not a plain old Shabbat. Tonight is an evening where we are celebrating one of many elements that make us so fabulous. Tonight, with the music of Ruach, we are celebrating our volunteers. And I'm looking around in the room and I'm seeing how many of you are wearing these stickers. God, it makes me happy. And so we're going to, I'm actually taking a side seat a little bit tonight because we've got volunteers who are helping us with the service. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and just invite Sharon Goldstein to come on up and get us underway with an opening reading.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Go right up to, there we go. Is this better? Good.
Yes.
Welcome. Tonight is a night to celebrate each and every one of us, the volunteers of Temple Sinai. Your dedication and hard work help to create the magic that makes Temple Sinai the special place that it is, a home for us all. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'otecha levadecha b'yira na'avod.
Amen.
And now let's build a world of peace. Rabbi Creditor, the one who wrote the melody to that set of words, it created a little bit of a controversy this week when he publicly on Facebook made a very clear statement that he rescinded permission from one of the Jewish groups from using this song at their gathering. Their gatherings that were having to do with Israel. It doesn't really matter what his politics are or what their politics are, but it wasn't, an anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic Jewish group. It was a Jewish group. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit. Not his choice. I get it. We're all feeling very divided on the details. It broke my heart that a song which is really about building needed to be in his mind used for separating, for breaking apart. That's not what we need tonight. Tonight, thank goodness he gave us permission to use his song. And tonight, regardless of how you feel about various details out there in the world, you're here, and that means we're together. And so we're going to stay focused on that piece tonight. I wondered, did Sophie just walk out? Okay, I was going to invite the Hagers to come on up and light candles for us. Would you guys be comfortable with that? Is Sophie nearby? She's gone. Okay. Next time. Ken and Barbara, would the two of you, if I can't get the furthest people, would the two of you be willing to light candles? There's all kinds of volunteerism. And when we got to town, these two volunteered to be my kids' grandparents locally. And so they've been granny and pops for the time we've been here. And that's a different kind of volunteerism.
Oi. Bless them with goodness and mercy and
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Move on with L'cha Dodi.
Shamor v'zachor, Yishmir, Adonai echad, Yishmor echad, Yishmor echad, L'cha Shabbat, Merosh Mikdash Yemelucha Yonitzei Metochavecha Rav Lachshevet Be'enek Havacha Zehu Yitameh Alayich Amla Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat nekaber. Ya la 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 L'cha Dodi, Ya la 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 L'cha Kala, Ya la 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 B'nai Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat nekaber.
You can be settled, except for Sharon Pardo, who I'd like to invite to share a poem that she wrote herself.
Where did she write that poem?
In her mind, I assume, like up here in her head. I don't.
I dreamed I was a small gray bird flying over the land of Israel. How lovely it was, the synagogues and churches, the mosques and temples, the houses and farms, and the sun reflecting on the golden rooftops. I dove down right into the surface to see what beauty lay below. How alive it was, humans of all beliefs and shades, the sounds and music, the foods and wares, and the mingling of scents and flavors and colors. I flew into the rooms of the buildings to see what lay deep down inside. How busy it was. Homes of families gathered together, schools full of children, busy markets and shops, and centers of government, business, and worship. What did I know of this country? I was just a little gray bird. How enormous it was. How could I see amidst all the beauty, the borders and blockades, the hearts of humans, the anger and corruption and closed-off minds? Please, O God, restore this land, cleanse its soul from within. How glorious it could be. A space for everyone, a place of acceptance, a light to the nations, a center of justice, compassion, and peace.
Thank you, Sharon.
Gary said, Ken yehi ratzon, let this be God's will. That's a proper reaction to that beautiful piece. We're sitting, the words that was inspired by are Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael. How beautiful your tents are, O Jacob, and your dwelling places, O Israel. And it's an acknowledgement that as Bil'am was looking down on the camp of the Israelites, it looked visually impressive, but we've taken it and appropriated it metaphorically since then. And as I stand here and I look at our tent, our dwelling place, it could not have been truer. Ma tovu. How beautiful, how good this is. If you're able, let's be upstanding for Baruch Hu. Ahavat olam, an endless love that has no clear beginning and no end. Wouldn't that be lovely? To that we could say, Ken Yehi Ratzon.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת. אמן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו, כולנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם. בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת. When we lie down and when we rise up, this joy will last forever. When we lie down and when we rise up, this joy will last forever, forever. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדת.
There is a beauty when multiplicity gathers together in oneness. And I'm thinking about the first time I came across that arrangement of Ahavat Olam. It was done by the Platt brothers and recorded on YouTube during the pandemic. And it's a fabulous example of three beautiful souls with three amazing voices who bring them together to create a oneness that could not be accomplished on its own. Perhaps, if you're interested, you'll YouTube it. Platt Brothers, Ahavat Olam, it's worth your time. Let's follow their lead. Let's take a multiplicity of voices, a multiplicity of backgrounds and opinions, a multiplicity of humanity, and let's gather it together into a oneness that could not be accomplished if you yourself were not here. You can be settled, and I'd like to invite Muriel Ashley to come on forward to share with us a reflection on volunteerism.
Do you hear me? It's an honor to be here to speak tonight and celebrate, in celebration, to show our gratitude for all the volunteers who helped to make Sinai such an amazing place. Yes, gratitude. In the Musar classic, Duties of the Heart, Rabbi Bachner ibn Pakud tells us there isn't a person alive who hasn't been given a gift, if it's only the gifts of life and hope. But we tend to suffer a kind of blindness that keeps us from seeing and appreciating what we have. He identifies 3 reasons. First, we tend not to feel appreciative because we are too absorbed with worldly things and in the enjoyment of them. Second, we are so used to our gifts that we don't even see them anymore, we just take them for granted. Third, we are focused on the travails and afflictions we suffer in this world, that we forget that both our very being and all we own are among the good things that have been gifted to us. Today, as I was exchanging Shabbat kisses with my daughter, she gave me an extra hug and said, "Mom, we are so lucky." I thought, gratitude. Take time to smell the roses. I'm so grateful for a marriage of 65 years with love and respect. My amazing children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren who are such joy and make me so proud. I would be remiss if I didn't mention how grateful I am to Rabbi Jay, who came into our lives at such a difficult time and showed such wisdom and compassion that helped us. and me. I joined Temple Sinai because of him, and I'm so grateful to all of you for welcoming me into this new home. Spending time with you, Rabbi, Cantor Micah, and on Friday evenings has been a blessing. Rabbi Pekuda's concluding thoughts say the result of our foolishness is that, and I quote, many good things are left unenjoyed, and the happiness to be had from them becomes tainted, either because people do not recognize the good in it or they don't realize the value. Thank you.
Thank you, Muriel. I will take a half a moment before we begin Ve'ahavta to note that just a couple of days ago, Muriel's daughter, Sharon Lewis, and another Temple Sinai member, Eric Ross, who works at Federation, and Rabbi Hammerman and Rabbi Cohen and I were on a video meeting, a Zoom meeting, with every principal in Stamford. And there are a lot more of them than I realized, as well as Dr. Lucero and her administration, her senior administration, and they invited the 5 of us to come and speak with them about where we are and what this moment looks like and how they can be our partners and to make sure they knew that we were theirs. And I mention that in this moment because we're about to offer Ve'ahavta, which says, Vishinantam levanecha. You should teach all of this important stuff to your children. But we know that children are raised by a village, and we know that we spend a lot of our parenting, without judgment, outsourcing the upbringing of our kids. And so these principles represented an unbelievable resource, and every one of them on that call expressed such unbelievable support of the Jewish community. I was so touched and proud. And so as we think about teaching them to our children and know that the teachers out there who are working hard, looking at Susie, I'm sure there are other school teachers in the room, Cammie, and who else have we got? Our school teachers. Oh yeah, there we go, there's Debbie. Who are you pointing to over here? Who's Leslie? Hi, you were right behind Amy. You know, we are a community of educators in addition to all the other ways we give. And so, I just want to make sure that as we're saying Ve'ahavta, we're thinking about those who help us achieve this goal.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And I'm looking around and I see so many additional educators who did not raise their hands. Andrea, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, God, there are so many of us out there. So for those of you who were too humble to raise your hands, thank you to you as well. Micha mocha.
Mocha Bailim Adonai
I was meeting with a prospective family this morning, and they were asking me all kinds of wonderful questions about this family. They've had a little experience with us. They're pretty sure they like us, but they had some questions. So we were chatting, and one of the questions they asked was about how much I talk about Israel and in the situation and speak about it from the pulpit. And I explained that I don't all that much. And I explained that there's a lot of reasons for that. Primarily, it's because it's a bully pulpit. You know, that's a one-sided opportunity for me to tell you how I feel, and not a conversation where I get to hear how you feel. And number two, it's just a fabulous way to divide people, and that this is meant to be a sanctuary where you can come in here, be at peace, and not worry about the things that will pull us apart. And so I emphasized how important that piece of it is. When we go out of the room, sure, we can tear each other apart on our differences of opinion on the details. And of course, the details matter. I don't want to diminish that. But that this is a shelter of peace. And I will do whatever I can to preserve that shelter of peace for us.
Hashkivenu,
Hashivenu,
Adonai,
Adonai,
Eloheinu,
Eloheinu,
L'shalom,
Shalom,
Ve'amidenu,
Hamidenu,
Shomreinu,
Shomreinu,
Shomreinu lechaim. We pray for a time worries will cease. Create in this moment a shelter of peace, a shelter of peace.
Hashkivenu,
Hashkivenu,
Adonai,
Adonai,
Eloheinu,
Eloheinu,
Shalom,
L'shalom,
Hamidenu,
Ve'hamidenu,
Shomreinu,
Shomreinu, Shomreinu lechaim. Ushmot Tzedek, L'chaim L'shalom, Ata ve'adolam. Baruch atah, Adonai, Aporei Sukkah, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al kol amo, Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. We pray for a time worries will cease. Create in this moment a shelter of peace, a shelter of peace. A shelter of peace. A shelter of peace.
It is almost time for us to begin our Amidah. But to have a little bit of fun in getting ourselves positioned correctly, which is of course on our feet, we're going to do one of these stepped, staged risings. The Jerusalem Talmud in Masechet Peah, right at the very beginning of Peah, says that deeds of loving kindness, gemilut chasadim, are equal in importance and in weight to all the other mitzvot. And I'm so impressed. I mean, you all have had this experience as well. When you look at the names that are on the boards of other social service agencies, Jewish agencies around the community, they are stocked with Temple Sinai names. When you look at the boards of Inspirica and Pacific House and Shout 'em Out and Building One Community and Build On and JCC and Jewish Family Service, UJF, the Jewish Community Center, everywhere you look, you will find us, including civic service to the city representatives, the Board of Reps. We are all over the place. I'm so proud of that. And so what I'm going to do to get us ready for a priestly benediction, for the essential prayer, the blessing that comes out of the Torah, I'm going to invite you to rise stage by stage. Now, here's inevitably what's going to happen, because we're all competitive. You're going to be counting to see, you're going to stand up probably early, but then you're going to be counting to see how many other invitations to rise would have applied to you. You understand how this works? And then you're going to keep that number to yourself, because you're humble and you're better than that. So let's begin with any of you who have served on the Temple Sinai board currently or ever in the past. If you have ever served Temple Sinai's leadership on the board of trustees or the officers, thank you.
It's half the congregation.
Yeah, no, I was laughing about the fact that I didn't say Rabbi says rise. If you are on the board of sisterhood or brotherhood or have ever been on one of those auxiliary boards, thank you. If you are the chairperson of one of our committees or on a committee or have ever been a committee member or chair, if you've ever done committee work at Temple Sinai, would you please be upstanding? And thank you. If you've ever been involved with Temple Sinai's finances, either on the investment committee or the audit committee or the development committee, life and legacy, or any other fundraising efforts, would you please be upstanding? And thank you. Okay, so Ruach, you're already on your feet, but if you've ever been a part of Ruach, thank you, Barbara, there you go, or sung with Kolot Sinai. And is Harrison already up? I'll say, or Ruju. There you go. And Amitai can stand up for that one too.
And Sophie.
And Sophie, thank you. Did I miss any other kids?
Doesn't matter.
If you have been a committee chair or an active participant in making the special events at Temple Sinai possible, like the Cantor's Concert, or the Gala, or Mitzvah Day, or the Joan Danoff Lecture, or Mental Health Awareness, or Pride Month, if you've been a part of any of that, please rise. If you are a circle leader or have ever been a circle leader, please rise. If you've taught or facilitated any kind of educational event or course at Temple Sinai, would you please rise? If you are part of the proofreading team,
Very important.
this is one of the most important groups we have here. For all the documents that come out from the office and the newsletter and all of our emails, would you please be upstanding? And thank you. If you're on a task force or have ever been on one, like the COVID task force or the ECEC task force or the playground task force or the security task force, please be upstanding and thank you. If you are a youth leader or volunteer, please be upstanding. There's Sophie again. If you volunteered in any capacity for our religious school or with any of our teen engagement, would you please be upstanding? And thank you. If you've been one of our B'nai Mitzvah tutors, mentors, or coaches, would you be upstanding? If you're involved in sandwich making, or the monthly lunches at New Covenant Center, or visiting the patients at Stamford Hospital each cycle, would you please be upstanding? If you've been a part of organizing the men's or women's retreat, would you be upstanding? If you are or have ever been a part of the Arts and Aesthetics Committee, making this place visually beautiful, would you please be upstanding? If you've been one of the leaders of the Amidah Leadership Program or have participated in the program, would you please be upstanding? If you are, and now this is a little specific, if you are the general counsel or our human resources consultant, where's Myrna? Where's Myrna?
She's already standing.
There's Myrna. Myrna, I can't believe how much you give us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You keep us legal. If you have volunteered for Shoki Jewish Family Service, United Jewish Federation, the Jewish Historical Society, Inspirica, the Interfaith Council, or the Jewish Community Center, or any of those other types of agencies that were left off the list, would you please be upstanding? And thank you. If you have documented our communal life by writing articles or taking photographs, would you please be upstanding? And finally, this group without whom we could not function, anyone who's involved in the technology, or managing Shul Cloud, or managing slides for the services, or the Zoom elements, or the sound elements back there, David and Doug, thank you for all the years of volunteering there. If you make Temple Sinai work through our technology, would you please be upstanding? And for the ones who are not yet on your feet, would you join us on your feet? And, and we are going to now offer you the priestly benediction. And I would invite you to receive it as a gift. The way blessing works effectively is to say, especially in a case like this, you have been lovingly and willingly diminished through the service and effort and resource of yourself that you've given. And so a blessing is intended to refill that element of yourself which you've given away, so you can give away more of yourself. And so Cantor and I are going to raise our hands. We're going to send the blessing out to the whole community, and I invite you to receive it as the gift that it is intended. May God keep you and bless you, Temple Sinai members, as we say, Kain Yehi Ratzon, let it be God's will. May God's face shine on you and leave you in comfort as you've given of yourself, as together we say, Kain Yehi Ratzon, let this be God's will. God's face continue to shine on you as you create shalom with your own two hands, that wholeness which the Stamford and Darien and New Canaan and Pound Ridge and Greenwich and all the other communities I should have mentioned, as they all benefit thanks to you. Kain Yehi Ratzon, let that be God's will. Oh, I enjoyed that. It felt good blessing you. Let's begin our Amidah together and then carry on as a holy gathering of individuals.
Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha Oh Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Oh Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam Le'olam
Ki ata umelech Adon Lechol hashalom
Shalom, 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 shalom. V'tov be'einecha
And now I'm happy to invite Susan Costin, our sitting president, for some reflections.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So you said reflections, but I was asked to do a Devar Torah. So just to be clear, I did read the portion today. Yeah, same thing. So this week's Torah portion is called Chaya Sarah. But they call it the death of Sarah. That doesn't really quite make sense because it's not about her life. It starts, the portion starts, it begins with her death and her grieving husband, Abraham. And Abraham, who you might remember, had followed God's directive earlier on in other portions to leave his native city of Ur in Mesopotamia. And he now, after Sarah dies, he finds himself a resident alien living among the Hittites in the land of Canaan. And so when Sarah dies, he has no land to bury her. He doesn't own any land there. So we're told in this portion that, that Abraham bowed low to the Hittites with the utmost respect and humility in his negotiation for the purchase of the cave of Machpelah, which is somewhere in or near the modern-day city of Hebron, as a burial site for his beloved wife Sarah. And after he buries his wife, Sarah, in the cave, the story goes on to like the sort of next subchapter, and he continues by sending his servant back to the land of his birth in Mesopotamia to find a wife for his son Isaac. Now, it's on this mission back to Abraham's birthplace that the servant stops at a well to find a drink for himself and some water for his camels. You all probably remember this story from Sunday school, as do I. At the well, he encounters a beautiful maiden named Rebecca. And Rebecca graciously provides him with a drink of water from her jar. And without being asked, Rebecca generously offers to fetch water for the servant's camels as well. And then, further on in the story, she and her brother Laban went on to offer this servant hospitality for him and his camels to spend the night. Now, the servant interprets his encounter with Rebecca at the well as a sign from God that she's the destined one to take back to Canaan, to become Isaac's wife. And he is struck not only by her beauty, but by her kindness and her generosity. And as the story goes, Rebecca trusts in her own instincts, despite her family's urging her that she wait 10 days, and she agrees that she will go to Canaan with Abraham's servant the next day to marry Isaac. And then her family gives her their blessing. So she goes off with Abraham's servant, and she becomes Isaac's wife. So, as we all know, Isaac and Rebecca become the revered second generation of our patriarchs and matriarchs. And we remember them all each Shabbat in the Amidah prayer, which we just recited. Now, how does this apply to honoring our volunteers? Though I would say the volunteers here at Temple Sinai have many of the same character traits that are demonstrated in this parsha, and that we all inherited from our patriarch Abraham and our matriarch Rebecca. In Abraham, we see honor, humility, and respect for others in his interactions with the Hittites in the land of Canaan. He knows and he acknowledges that he came to them as a stranger in their land, and he bows low to show his respect for them, and he insists that he pay for the burial site instead of accepting it without payment. For Rebecca, we see kindness, we see trust, and generosity with the stranger who had come to her land. All of the volunteers here at Temple Sinai have been generous with their time, often, like Rebecca, without being asked, and often with enthusiasm and gratitude for the opportunity to serve. We strive to serve our community with humility and with the understanding that each person who benefits from our volunteer efforts deserves our respect, our honor, and our kindness. So to all of the volunteers who are with us here tonight, either in person or online, I am personally grateful to you for your many contributions to the fabric of our sacred community. Each of you I see as a golden thread, intricately woven into our congregational fabric that makes the whole cloth much more beautiful and meaningful than each individual thread. And I was thinking as I was sitting here tonight, if we want to go further with the metaphor, we don't have to look too far to the beautiful tapestry behind me that was created decades ago by a group of women, volunteers at Temple Sinai, who with love and time designed the work of art and worked for many months creating it. And each thread would be nothing, but as it's all woven together, look how beautiful it is. In these sober times, which we've all been experiencing for the past month, I would suggest that we could all use a small spark of light and joy. So we're coming together here on this Erev Shabbat to celebrate all of your contributions. So to all of you, Toda Rabbah and Shabbat Shalom.
And as far as the differentiation between a Devar Torah and a reflection, what else could a Devar Torah possibly be? We are looking at the text and reflecting ourselves right back out of it. And the beauty of that portrayal of volunteerism is exactly what I mean. We're going to turn our attention now to some prayers of healing, and it's an overwhelming task. If you sit back and think about how many people in how many locations, for how many reasons are in need of healing, it would be too much. It would break you. Yeah, we actually can't do that. It's not possible with our brains. And so it helps to break it down a little bit, to break it down closer to home, or to the individuals who are far from home, but who you know. In that conversation earlier this week with the principals, one of my colleagues said, in the world we talk about 6 degrees of separation, but in the Jewish community it's 1. 1 degree, maybe 2. And it was mentioned again to me this week. One of our members has a cousin in Israel whose grandson is captive. I don't know, how many degrees is that? I'm calling it 1. There are too many people hurting. And so I'm thinking about him, and I'm thinking about his grandmother and his mother. I'm thinking about you, all of you who just went, oh, because what I said hurt you, and I wish it didn't. And I'm thinking about those that I know who are in our hospitals nearby and who need a lot. And I invite you to think aloud who you're focusing on for these words of healing. Here and at home, I invite you, if you're with us virtually, to put the names in the chat box. And in the room, who are you thinking about? checking the chat box to see if, Amitai, are there people in the chat box that you have? No? Okay.
Oh, family and friends in Israel.
What's that?
Family and friends in Israel.
Our family and friends in Israel. Yeah. El, God, na, please, Rafan alanu, heal us.
May the ones who blessed our fathers, may the ones who blessed our mothers, bless us too, this holy congregation. Misha berach avotei, Misha berach imoteinu, Yevarach et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. Misha berach avoteinu, Misha berach imoteinu, Yevarach et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. The families gathered here today who make us what we are. Those who give funds for heat and light, those who give help to the stranger and poor, your sons and your daughters, your families yet to be. May you know the blessings of peace. Misha berach avoteinu, Misha berach imoteinu, Yevarach et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. Forgive us and favor us, O God. Remember what we are. Prosper our worthy endeavors. Shower us all with good health and life. Let us sing. Misha berach avoteinu, Misha berach imoteinu, Yevarach et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh. Misha berach avoteinu, Misha berach imoteinu, Yevarach et kol hakahal hakadosh hazeh, hakadosh
Some of the observant of you will notice the use of Kahal HaKadosh there on the second to last and last line. That's the other form of Kihila Kedosha. I'd like now to invite Debbie Youngstein to share some reflections for us. Reflections. It's
Okay, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, this is a poem, When Giving is All We Have, by Albert Rios. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond in wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too. But we read this book anyway, over and again. Giving is, first and every time, hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue, and I gave you yellow. Together, we are simple green. You gave me. What you did not have, I gave you. What I had to give, together we made. Something greater from the difference. Thank you for all what you have given in the past and what you will give in the future, because there is always more to be done. Shabbat Shalom.
And that seems like a good moment just to say as well, thank you to all of you who've served in the armed forces over the course of your lives this Veterans Weekend. More than any of us, you know what it takes to keep a country this great. And so for those of our veterans, thank you. Let's continue with Aleinu. If you're able, would you please be upstanding?
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true.
Bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do.
For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu L'cha Dodi, it's time to live our praise.
We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before.
What stories will be told of us when we are here no more?
We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days.
Aleinu L'cha Dodi, it's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call.
It's up to us to live
For the benefit of all.
It's up to us to bow down deeply.
There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu L'cha Dodi, it's time to live our praise. Aleinu L'cha Dodi, it's time to live our praise. Va'ana
remember. We pause now and we mark by name those who have departed the earth but not departed the heart. I'm wondering if I have the wrong. Oh, I do have the wrong page. Hold on. Yeah. Amitai's like, it's right up there. This Shabbat, we remember Jerome Plotner, Judah Plotner's father, and Sandra Marcus, James Marcus's mother. James, our heart is with you. And this Shabbat is the yahrzeit for Albert Aflalo, Betty Bloomfield, Irene Cohen, Christopher Cotton, Jonas Deutsch, Judith Schlesinger Dyer, Arnold Ferrer, Robert Fisher, Phyllis Freed, Ruth Glick, Carrie Gotch, Libby Greenberg, Rebecca Kramer, Michael S. Sherman, Kathy Storfer, and Marilyn Weintraub Simon. Are there others who are saying Kaddish this evening, here or at home? May their memories continue to urge us higher and higher as we bless them with words of Kaddish. Say, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach hirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye v'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevorach, Le'olam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei b'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shir'ata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May God send peace to the world of mourners, as together we say amen.
Amen.
And you can be settled. A couple more thank yous. First to Moira, because she volunteered to really pull tonight's service together. A lot of coordination goes into it. People like Sharon Pardo and who else has put together creative services that you understand. I'm looking around to see who else has been a part of that. You understand how much goes in. And so Moira, thank you for all you put in for this evening. It was beautiful. Thank you again to our volunteers. Thank you again to our veterans. And a short while ago, I was looking over your shoulders and trying to figure out, who are those girls? And then I remembered that for Volunteer Shabbat, we have an ice cream bar. Thanks to Gopher Ice Cream, which is owned by the Savitz, the several of the local branches. So thank you to them as well for making that possible. Who cares? Arlene and Connie, Moira is saying also get a little bit of kudos. So all right, Arlene and Connie, where's Connie? She's usually over here somewhere. Oh, way over there. Oh, you're on the wrong side, Connie. Thank you both. I can play with them because they know how much I appreciate all that they do. Thank you to Ruach As always, a beautiful evening. Thank you to Amitai for handling our slides and everything back there. All of the mistakes in the slides, they're all mine. That's true. So a couple little announcements. Let's see here. Tomorrow morning, we have services at 10:30, led by Riley Shearer as she celebrates becoming Bat Mitzvah. There is religious school on Sunday morning. And then on Wednesday night, we have our next session. I think it's session 4 of 3 of Cantor's Zentangle group. On Thursday night, we have our final session, our 4th session with Rabbi Micah Streifer, called Beyond the Old Man in the Sky. It has been so much fun. And you can drop in at this point now. You don't have to have gone to the first 3 sessions. If you want to come see it, you can register online, and it'll be great to have you. It's virtual or in person. I will mention as well, some of you will have seen the email that went out this afternoon. We're going to do our best to try to be present with the various demographics, all of whom are struggling differently through this moment. On Sunday evening, Maura Erica and I will be with our college students online to spend some time just processing what they're experiencing on campus and offer mutual support. And then on Monday, a lunchtime chosen window for those who are stuck in the workday to join us virtually or in person. This will be a congregation-wide opportunity. This is not a processing of our opinions on what's going on in Israel. This is an opportunity to be together in strength here domestically, as our reality is so challenging. And then Monday night, we'll do a session for parents of teens, the middle and high schoolers. Similarly, a chance to express what we see happening for our kids, and work on some techniques that might help them thrive in this moment. And then on the 16th, there's a session for parents of young children to help them navigate this world as well. You can find all that information in your email. And I have an email that I wrote that's going to go out on Sunday morning about my podcast. I posted it this morning, so those of you who've been watching listening along the way to this time, you can watch if you want my interview with Rabbi Rami Shapiro, and so the audio and video are now online. Looking ahead. We have another cooking kibitz with the Stark Shermans, Tony and Amanda, coming up on the 19th. So if you've had fun doing that in the past, you can join us for that event. Come and hang out and learn how to cook something new. And I'm just looking ahead. On the 8th of December, we have our annual Bring Your Own Menorah evening service. And so if you'd care to come join us for that Shabbat of Hanukkah, then we'd love to have that big, long table full of Chanukiot, just full and blazing brightly. And
It'll be Ruach also.
It is a Ruach service. You obviously love them. Why not come again? And I just nailed down the date today for Temple Sinai's participation in the Chanukiah lighting in downtown Darien, and we'll get New Canaan on the schedule as well, so watch for those. And join our New Canaan and Darien residents as Temple Sinai family. We can travel. We can, get our suits packed in our suitcases. Anyway, any other announcements, Cantor?
He said it.
I told Cantor that I wasn't going to be announcing the Cantor's concert every single week for 11 months.
It's only a month away.
Okay. So Ken is right. The Cantor's concert is a month away. Larry, did I forget anything? Mike?
November 19th, Brotherhood is having a football game, Washington Temple, Jacksonville. If you can't take that,
Okay. On the 19th, Brotherhood will be here watching football and drinking beer. 4 o'clock. Edith. Yeah. There will be a gathering of solidarity and support for Israel in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday. How many of you are planning to go? Wow, that's fabulous. Temple Sinai, we are proud. 5.5 buses, and it's the half of Eastern Connecticut could fill half of us. Anyway, thank you for that, Edith, and thank you for all of you who will make that happen. Carol. Anybody who wants to come?
Female identifying?
Thank you, Carol. If you want to know more about Ladies Who Lunch, check in with Carol. All right, no more announcements. That's it. Because the ice cream is melting, that's why. So let's go enjoy some sweetness in this world. We're going to close out this evening with the way we opened, the words of grateful, this month of Thanksgiving, this evening of gratitude. Let's make sure we sing our hearts out.
For each day I live, my God, for each day I live, I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. For each day I live, my God, for each day I live, I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. I am gifted by your glory, I am lifted by your love, I am grateful, grateful, every day I live, I am grateful, grateful, every day I live. For each day I live, my God, for each day I live, each day I'm grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live, each day I live, for each day I live, my God, for each day I live, I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live, each day I live. I am gifted by your glory, I am lifted by your love.
Lift ourselves up.
I am grateful, grateful, every day I live. I am grateful, grateful, every day I live. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'atzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron, lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techilah, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu b'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uv'ratzon, hi
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.